राम कृष्ण हरी. आधी रचियेले पंढरी मग वैकुंठ नगरी. This is a common belief that all the Varkaris have, that it was first Pandharpur which was originated and then followed the Vaikuntha Nagari. Keeping this belief in mind, we offer our namaskars at the feet of the Supreme Lord, Lord Vitthal, and all the Varkari saints. This section of Sant Muktabai Charitra, rather from this section, we are going to learn about the Guru Shishya Parampara. That is, Muktai has been a spiritual guru to so many very well-known Varkari saints. But before we go ahead with that, let us see the effect that the Tatice Abhang had on her elder brother Sant Jnaneshwar Mauli. When Mauli heard these words, the pearls of wisdom, which were uttered by his younger sister, his joy knew no bounds, because he realized that at a young age, younger than him, this small girl had devised the entire Brahma Jnan and was putting it in a nutshell for him and for all of us. Happily, he opened the door and came out and embraced his younger sister. And the two brothers Nivruttinath and Sopan Dev were also outside the hut. They also, all of them huddled together. The effect of these Tatice Abhang was very great, because in the long run, it was these Abhangs which inspired Mauli to write the Jnaneshwari and the Haripat. And of course the Amrit Anubhav, which has got so much of wisdom that it's a complete encyclopedia of the entire universe and the philosophies of it. So Jnaneshwari was, you can say, the first step that Mauli took on uplifting people by taking his younger sister Muktai's words very seriously. We also have realized that Muktai lived by her words, in the sense when she says true saints don't yearn for name or fame, even she never yearned for it. Things just happened very casually in her life. In all her Abhangs, Tatice Abhang, nowhere has she mentioned her pen name as Muktai. But in the last Abhang, in the 11th one, she has mentioned, but she has put it as if she is asking her elder brother Mauli to forgive her for giving advice, though she is younger to him. So only in the last Abhang she puts her word as Muktai, otherwise none of the Abhangs carry her pen name. This is the sign of the greatness of this great soul. As Muktai and the three brothers continued to live at Arandi, one day, because it was festive season, someone had offered her elder brother Nivruttinath bhiksha in the form of jaggery, ghee, that is clarified butter, and lot of chana or grams, green grams. He was so overjoyed and happy with the bhiksha that he got from a particular family in the vicinity of Arandi, that he came home and addressed his brothers and his sisters, saying that today the bhiksha has been really very, very nice. I feel like having mande. Mande is another word for a sweet roti or a puran puri. He asked Muktai, do you know how to prepare? So she said, yes, I do know. But the only thing is, we don't have a pan, an earthenware pan, which is required for making rotis or making puris. So I'll quickly get it from the potter, and in just a few minutes, I'll see to it that I make very nice steaming hot puran puris for you, or they are called mande. The three brothers were very happy, and Muktai ran off to the potter and she asked him, Dada, can I get an earthenware pot? My brother feels like having Mande and I want this pot from you. It's a pan actually. The potter somehow was overtaken by the innocence of the small girl. And obviously they were divine incarnations, and this man was a humble potter who did not know much about the ways of the world. So he happily gave her one earthenware pan, and she was coming back home singing happily, dancing to her own natural rhythm. And on the way there was this person called Visoba Chati. This person was a jeweler by profession, and he was one of those dissenters of Arandi. The moment he saw this small girl dancing away and singing and walking towards her home, he stopped her and asked her, "You brat, where are you going? What is that in your hand?" Very innocently Muktai answered him, "Kaka," that is uncle, "I've got this pan from the potter because I want to make Puran Puri or Mande for my brothers. Today my brother has got a lot of bhiksha and he wants to have, he has never asked me anything in life, but first time he has expressed his desire that he wants to have Puran Puri, and with the materials which he's got in the bhiksha, it is possible for me to make it. As I know how to make it, I'm taking this pan and I'm going to make very hot steaming Puran Puris for him. Not only him, the other two brothers as well." This person, Visoba Chati, was very angry with the fact that this family was going to enjoy, even few moments of joy were not supposed to be had by this family, is what the entire dissenter group of Arandi thought. There were a few people who supported this brethren, but this person, Visoba, was among the one who resented these four. He snatched the pan from her hand and threw it on the ground and smashed into pieces. The little girl started crying. She said, "It's okay, you've broken this pot, I'll go back to the potter and get another one." Behind her ran Visoba, and he told the potter, he warned him that if he would give her another pan, he would take action against him, he would treat him as an outcast from the village. And he said that some money which you had borrowed from me, you had taken as loan from me, that money also I will demand from you this very moment. The potter, a poor helpless man, got frightened and he folded his hands and told the little girl, "I cannot give you the pan. It is not possible because of the conditions which Visoba has put in front of me." Muktai went home running and she was crying all the way. Just see the paradox in the situation. A few minutes back she was dancing happily to her home, but now she was running and she was crying bitterly all the way home. Seeing her crying, her brothers immediately asked her what the matter was. Sobbing terribly, she told Jnaneshwar Mauli, "Dada, I got a pan from the potter, he gave it to me. But on the way, Visoba snatched it from my hand and broke it into pieces, and he threatened the potter not to give me another one. Nivruttinath Dada wanted to have Mande or Puran Puri. Now where will I bake it? Where will I fry those Puran Puris or Mande? It is the first time that Nivruttinath Dada has asked me ever anything. Otherwise, we four have never asked each other anything. But he lovingly told me to make this. And so I was about to do it, but then this is what is the situation." She is sobbing terribly, crying, and at the same time, Jnaneshwar Mauli is smiling at her. He says, "Don't you worry. I'll lie flat on my stomach. You can roast or fry or heat those Puran Puris, cook those Puran Puris on my back." She's taken aback. She says, "How can you do it? It requires a lot of heat and temperature." He says, "Just do not worry. Just prepare that and put it on my back and it will get nicely cooked on my back." Mauli lies flat on his stomach, and with his yogic power, he raises the temperature of his body to such an extent that Muktai makes one after the other Puran Poris for her brothers. This entire situation is being watched by Visoba Khetsar, who has followed this girl to see what she is going to tell her brothers about him. He is watching through the window of the hut and he is shocked to see the yogic power of this great person, Jnaneshwar Mauli. As the four are about to take their morsel, he rushes inside the hut, Visoba Chati rushes inside the hut, and the crumbs which are left on Muktai's plate, he snatches that and gobbles it down. Muktai feels disgusted and she calls him Khetsar. The word Khetsar has got two meanings. Khetsar, of course, has multiple meanings, but here we refer it with two meanings. One, it's a mule, a cross between a donkey and a horse. So when you call someone a donkey or something, she calls him a Khetsar. Another meaning of the word Khetsar is a spirit or a ghost, because it is believed that they eat up things in the way that he was gobbling the morsels from Muktai's plate. So the word Khetsar became a tag for Visoba. Visoba held her feet prostrated in front of her and said, "You are Adi Shakti, Adi Maya. We have done a very great sin by troubling you, brethren. I now realize that you have something which is divine and you are a divine incarnation." He falls at her feet and asks for her pardon, and he says, "Please accept me as your disciple." Muktai, with the feminine element of forgiveness in her, just like a mother has towards her children, forgives him and accepts him as her disciple. And that is why even today Visoba Khetsar is considered one of the prominent disciples of Sant Muktai. He is not called Visoba Chati anymore, he is called Visoba Khetsar. The further part that happened was Visoba Khetsar became the guru of Sant Namdev Maharaj, which we'll come to a little later in this series. And Namdev Maharaj's family members, about 14 of them, became disciples of Visoba. So indirectly, all of them were disciples of Sant Muktai. So just imagine the power of this small girl, the spiritual power of this small girl, which could continue for all the disciples, which continued with all the disciples. And as we go further, we also come to know that one particular disciple of her was Changdev Maharaj. About him, we will see in the next section. Till then, Ram Krishna Hari.